that, you know, what it takes to show up at a job and collect a check, it takes something entirely different here. You know, so if you're going to try to show up here and be that same person, I don't mean be someone else, but be that same person that has, you know, no personality, you have to shield everything, you know, it's going to be really, really hard because people really do, they flock to those who show their personalities and aren't afraid to put themselves out there. So you guys, I'm excited. So I have like 9 o'clock straight up right now, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. My name is Steph, and I am a community member inside of Mentoring Millionaires, and we're just going to have a lot of fun with you guys this evening. You know, share a little bit about what Mentoring Millionaires is all about. You know, let you know that if you're looking for a good opportunity, you're looking for a community where you can really learn, where you can develop yourself, where, you know, you can really learn good, strong, fundamental business principles, okay? Not gimmicks, not things that are going to be here today, gone tomorrow, not trends, not fads, but just good, solid business principles that can really last your business for a lifetime. We're talking about sustainable things that, you know, it's not just about 2016, but you could look up and 10, 11, 12 years from now, you could be doing the same things based upon things, you know, that we teach inside of this. So, so yeah, really good, solid business principles. You know, as you look around what's going on the internet right now, you see a lot of, you know, people, like Val says, they're brain dead. They're sitting there waiting for others to do it for them. They're waiting for the perfect system. They're waiting for the perfect scenario. They're waiting for all the stars to be aligned, you know, and they don't realize that their businesses are going to tick because of them. The one thing I encourage every single one of you to think about is, you know, why are you here right now? There was probably someone that led you to make a decision to be here. There was someone that led you to make the decision to get started. There was someone that encouraged you to get here. It's always someone, right? It's never really a system. So inside of our community, we teach you how to use digital resources and digital tools, but how to give the human touch to it so that you very much so are a part of your business and that people actually do business with you because of you. And if you don't know how to develop that part of you, that's what our community is about. We help you develop that part, you know, so you can make yourself a big deal when it comes to your business. So, you know, tonight I'm excited because I'm going to turn it over to Val. Val's the co-creator of, you know, Mentoring Millionaires, and he's going to tell you all about it. Like I said, I have no idea what he has planned, but I know it's always good stuff. I've known Val for many years, since like 2008. I've learned a lot from him over the years. Little did I know that when I got my start in 2007, the principles that I was learning from other people were actually taught by students of Val's. So that tells you how deep all of this goes, and also how strong it is, because the same things that I learned in 2007 are the same things I've been doing for 9 years on the internet. Okay, so really pay attention, really listen. And if you're looking for some place where you can really call home, you know, whether you're building something else right now you already love, but you know you need to develop yourself as a business person, or maybe just as a person overall, and you like the idea of being able to put some cash flow in your pocket while you do it, I think you're going to really, really love what he has to share. So Val, the floor is all yours.
Well, thank you so much, Steph. I really appreciate that. And it's great to hear your words of wisdom. And everybody that came to this call tonight, on behalf of Tracy and myself as well, we really appreciate you being here and wanting to check things out and evaluate and assess what's going on here. Great to see some of the people here from the past that I knew 15 years ago. Kathy Harnett, she's on the line from Utah tonight. Hey, Kath. There she is. She's got an interesting story in herself, and she can tell you all the great things we did in Mentors in Motion. But let's talk about Mentoring Millionaires and really what it means to you all here tonight. You know, all as we have from this point on, and there's Dwight too. Dwight's a great friend of mine from 2002. He's just putting his headset on. He was in Mentoring Millionaires as well. Dwight, great to see you out there, and happy birthday a couple of days ago. You got your headset on, and I was just telling everybody you're in Mentoring Millionaires, Mentors in Motion with us back in the day. But anyhow, you know, the industry has changed and evolves, and it keeps growing. The big thing we have to ask ourselves is, what do we want? You're sitting here in this time and space. Right now, we're sitting here in front of our laptops, our electronic mobile devices, whatever it is. You got to ask yourself, what is it you want from this industry from this day forward? So tonight, I want you to circle your calendar and go through your own personal journey. Because what most people do on the internet, guys, gals, they look out there externally. You're looking out there externally. And the golden rule is this: there's a world within, there is a world without. The world without, everything that you're without is a reflection of your world within. So to go out there and looking for something externally to take your pain away on the internet because all these great gurus out there and teachers tell you that it can happen, I'm here to tell you it's not going to happen. You got to work on yourself. And I know that's a painful, scary thought process. And I'm not saying you have to be a fluent speaker like Steph Perez or Tracy Jameson or a Ray Higdon or a Diane Hochman or a Todd Falcone. But all you really need to do is be a part of a community like Steph says. But if I can teach you just a little bit to bring yourself into the equation just a little bit, and what I mean by a little bit is you can't disengage. You guys just aren't going to be able to sit there and hope that through osmosis or because you spent $399 to be a part of this or wherever, you're just going to make money. It's not going to happen. But if I can teach every single one of you how to invite people to a party, all right? Remember you were back in high school and there was a party on a Friday night after school was over. What are you guys doing tonight? Well, we're going to a dance. We're going to a party. We're going to so-and-so's house. If you can learn how to invite somebody to a party, you can make an awful lot of money. But it can't be done through an autoresponder. I'm here to tell you to sit there and hope your autoresponder is going to do it for you. And wrong answer, guys. It's got to come from you. It's got to come from a personal invitation. If Steph invites me to check something out, if it comes from Steph, there's a connection, there's a bond. It's her reaching out to me, and it has so much greater meaning for her to give me a personal invitation to something as opposed to just seeing a news flash out there on the internet. Oh, by the way, Steph Perez wants you to come to a call tonight. I mean, I get it. It's all good. But if we can teach people how to invite people to the party, you're going to make money, because what happens at the party, I can take your pain away, or Steph can take your pain away, or Tracy can take your pain away, or whoever the designated person is to do the presentation. There's always got to be a presenter. It's like going to church. I don't know if any of you go to church on Sundays or go to synagogue or go to temple or whatever you believe in. What happens is people are invited to a place of community, and then what happens is there's somebody at the front of the room that delivers a message. You don't see too many people in the congregation getting up and delivering the message. It's a person that is delegated in that position of strength to deliver the message. So Tracy and I put together Mentoring Millionaires based on the fact that we got frustrated. We found ourselves jumping from program to program, and I feel a little bit embarrassed in saying that because, you know, I'm very financially well off. I've ran my own programs and have made more money than most of the people that you've ever heard about on the internet. We've done extremely well. We've done over $800 million in sales, but I was hoping that, you know, I didn't have to come out and run my own ship anymore. I was hoping that there would be an event, a product, a service, a company that, you know, would allow me to work maybe 3 hours a week, you know, and be able to build a business working with a lot of great people out there and put it into automatic pilot. But I since discovered that, you know, the products or companies of choice weren't able to produce that end result. So Tracy and I put Mentoring Millionaires together out of frustration. And we said, the best way to do this, although a lot of people out there on the internet want these spillover programs and automated programs, and, you know, hopefully my upline's going to build it. Trust me, I get it, but I don't respect it. All right. It's not going to help. It's not going to help you get to where it is you want to go. You've got to be a part of the equation. You've got to engage. So I said to Tracy, I said, let's do an affiliate program. Why? Because merchant account companies won't be angry at us. They'll be more receptive. And number two, I said, when I did Mentors in Motion, Dwight, you know this, I did $91 million in sales working from my house. Now you see me all sitting here tonight, $91 million in sales working from my house, made a lot of money, never really left the building. And a lot of people made a ton of money. I had some people make $3-4 million doing that. Now, the beautiful thing is I just taught those people to invite people to my presentations 4 times a day or 2 times a day. And everyone was learning how to invite people to the barbecue, and I would host it. And so, you know, it wasn't stay in bed and be brain dead. It wasn't stay in bed and the autoresponder is going to do it for you. Oh, by the way, we got this rotator system that's going to manipulate a lot of people. I get all that stuff. I can see why naive, innocent entrepreneurs that, hear about rotators and, we'll put a rotator in place, and autoresponders in place. Now, we use those tools, don't get me wrong. But for me to come on a conference call line and tell you you're all going to be financially in a better place because we have these automated systems, I would be conning you right out of your pants. And there's people out there on the internet right now that don't like me saying this or don't like me doing these calls because I'm exposing how they get money. Have you ever seen a magician in Las Vegas? You ever wondered how they do the magic trick? Well, I'm the guy that comes here and shows you how the magic trick's done to screw people on the internet. Just tell them that they don't have to do anything. We got a rotator. We got autoresponders. You're going to get spillover. We got a downline building club. I might as well take a corkscrew and, stick it up your tushy at the same time too, because that's what I'm doing to you. And I will not do that to any of you. That's not my style. All right. I want to teach you all easy communication formulations so you can manifest the desired end result, because I don't want to see any of you talking to me 3, 4, 5 years from now, and you're telling me, well, hey, Val, I tried this, I tried that, and I tried this, and I tried that, and I'm still in the same place I was when you saw me on that conference call 5 years ago. So if you're willing to invest in yourself, spend a little bit of money, invest in yourself, learn the communication skills, the art and science of empowering people to make a decision to say, yeah, I'll give you 22 minutes of my time to check something out. We're not asking them for money. We're not asking them for an obligation. All we're doing is saying evaluate. If I can teach you how to get somebody just to evaluate, it's like when we have a few cars. I have 8 cars. We just sold one. We sold the Mercedes. But what we did there is we ran an ad to sell the Mercedes. We didn't cash it into a dealership. We ran an ad to sell the Mercedes. And we didn't sell it to the first person that came. It took 8 people to view the Mercedes in order to get the sale done. You see what I'm saying? So we invited people to our house, our driveway. We invited people to come experience the product of a Mercedes that we didn't want anymore because my wife got a new Lexus. So the whole point being is, guys, we have to be a part of the equation. Jeffrey, if you send me to your website, your link, I'm not going, dude. But if you just say, hey, Val, how you doing? Listen, this is Jeffrey. I was kind of wondering, you might want to turn your cell phone into $800 a week. Would you be open to checking that out? Well, Jeffrey, how much is it going to cost me? You just come back and say to me, nothing. I'm not looking for money right now. I'm looking for an evaluation. Because if you don't evaluate it and you don't like it, then we've got nothing to talk about. You don't have to worry about money. We can talk about that later, if there even is a later. So we always want to be selling the evaluation. So Tracy and I created Mentoring Millionaires. Now, why did we call it Mentoring Millionaires? Because mentoring is a part of the equation, and in the universal spiritual laws, there is no such thing as goal setting. Goal setting, check this out. You ready for this? Goal setting is for losers. How do you like that? Find me somewhere in the Torah, the Bible, the Quran. I come from a Pentecostal, charismatic background, and I offered a minister a $1 million check. Imagine some guy walking up to you and saying, I will write a check right now to you for $1 million if you can go to your Bible and show me where Jesus Christ taught goal setting. And I'm not here to promote religion because I'm not a religious person, but I'm a spiritual person. You can't find it. Either you believe or you don't. Goal setting is wishful kind of maybe thinking. Have you ever heard of the word try? Have you ever heard of the word try? Okay, let me pick a name. Kevin, you've heard of the word try. Somebody says, well, hey, Kevin, I'll try to get back to you. You know what they're really saying to you, Kevin? Don't be ticked off at me when I let you down and I don't show up. That's what try means. They're setting the stage for failure. Goal setting is setting the stage for failure. One of the things I learned from a great spiritual teacher, if you say you're going to do something, do it. Nothing else. He just said, do it. The good book says, ask and ye shall receive. It didn't say asking kind of maybe, maybe. The Bible talks about mustard seeds of doubt. And again, I'm not here to preach religion, but I know there's a lot of people that like the book, go to church on Sunday, so it gives you a reference point. The bottom line is either you believe you don't. Either you're going to be a millionaire or you're not. So when we put Mentoring Millionaires together, we look at all of you as millionaires, future millionaires. Affirm it in your universal belief system. Well, I kind of maybe, well, I think I'm going to set a goal to be a millionaire. Oh, really? Chances of that ever happening are slim and none. You know why? Because habitual patterns in the subconscious mind tell you that goal setting doesn't work. How many of you set a goal before and it didn't work? And how many of you set a goal before and it didn't work? Well, January 1st is here. I think I'll lose 35 pounds this year. I think I'm going to buy a new house. I think I'm going to buy a new car. You know where all that manifests? In the subconscious mind. Most people don't understand. When you say you're going to buy a new house, when you're going to buy a new car, when you're going to lose weight, you got to be specific with God, your creator, the higher power, or what I call the universe. You've got to be specific right down to the hubcaps. What does a new car mean? If I said to my daughter, Daddy's going to buy a new car, you know what she's going to say? Well, Dad, be specific. What does that mean? Is that a 1974 Ford Pinto? Is that a Chevrolet Vega? Is that a Chevy Impala? What is that? So you've got to be specific and say, all right, it's going to be a yellow Ferrari. It's going to be a convertible. It's going to have these rims, these tires. You've got to talk about the leather, everything. You've got to detail it right down. And then what you do is you put it in the universal bank account. These are all the things we teach here at Mentoring Millionaires. And the people on the internet don't teach this stuff. They say, hey, man, send me your money. Buy into this, buy into that. It's pre-launch. It's ground floor. We got tons of people coming in. We're giving free sales away. We got a rotator. Don't worry about it. The back office is great. Check it out. You're going to get this, you're going to get that. Come on in. Bam. Sales done, right? But they don't tell you what's behind curtain number 2 that you just bought into. You ever seen the show Let's Make a Deal? Monty Hall, way back in the day, curtain number 1, curtain number 2, curtain number 3. Usually what you find behind curtain number 2 or 3, the one that you pick when you give money away, without really knowing what you're getting into, without really understanding the form of execution and the skill set that you need to bring to the table, you're going to find a jackass. You know what a jackass is? It's a donkey. So you're going to get a donkey. And you get to pull the tail. So most people get the donkey when they join a business opportunity because there's always more than they tell you. They never tell you the most important part of the business. And the most important part of the business, guys, gals, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, and fellow classmates, is you. It's going to be you. And there's not a damn thing in the world you can do to avoid that. Whether you like what I'm saying tonight or don't like what I'm saying tonight, you can't avoid it. So Tracy and I decided that why don't we put together Mentoring Millionaires, one-time out-of-pocket, $399. That's like 35 bucks a month. Some people are paying 150 bucks for auto ships. They're not getting any training. They're just buying products every month and they're getting credit card debt because nobody's teaching them how to participate in being a part of a party. All right? When you take a look at Billy Graham, what does he do? He hosts an evangelical session with 80,000 people there, but he invited maybe 10 there. So he teaches people how to invite. That's how you build a church. That's how you build a company. That's how you build a downline. All right? So guys, we've got all the tools in place. You can see them on the website. I don't want to go through them, but tools are props. They're secondary props. Okay? They're not what's going to make you rich. They're going to be something that will assist you. It's kind of like changing brakes on a car. A wrench, a jack, a ratchet set is something that will assist you, but take you out of the equation. The tools aren't going to fix the car. There's got to be a physical entity applying the ratchet. If you're taking, a master cylinder off or something like that on a car, there's got to be a physical being there. Okay? No autoresponder is going to change your brakes. No rotator is going to change your brakes. So the bottom line is we wanted to put together a really fun, exciting boot camp with some great tools, the lead capture pages, video capture pages, video postcards for entertainment value. And then we realized, Tracy and I talked about it, we analyzed what's going on in the industry, and we said, what are the 2 major components that run this industry? Listen to me very carefully, because I'm 100% correct. I'm not 100% right, because everybody's right. They're just not always correct. I'm correct here. Okay? What drives this industry for people on the internet, number 1, leads. Well, that's not true. Let me rephrase that. Number 1, cash. Cash. C-A-S-H. Number 2, leads. Cash and leads drive this industry, nothing else. Everybody's asking when they get involved in the program, cash in. Now, how do I get leads? First question people ask me, where do I get leads? Where do I get people? You know why? They don't even want to go to their Facebook friends. So if I was going to get involved in a home-based business and I didn't want to go to my Facebook friends, I don't feel I have the sphere of influence. I don't have the power of presentation. I don't have the power of presence within my friends list to have that influential power to get them to, follow me into something. What would I do? Well, you're going to learn more on the inside of Mentoring Millionaires what you do. See, I kind of left you hanging there, right? You're all wondering, what would I do if I landed in a foreign country and I didn't know one person in the world, but I wanted to get my income up to over $100,000 a year? What would I do? You'll discover that in Mentoring Millionaires. We're going to teach you all these things because I just don't want to come in here tonight's call and talk to you about tools. I think I would do you a disservice if I did that, but I really want you to understand the psychological components. Because if you can get into somebody's head, if you've got something that somebody needs, they'll follow you to the promised land. They will buy into anything you have. If you have the cure for cancer, the cure for diabetes, the cure for carpal tunnel syndrome, and I'm not talking about MLM health and nutritional products. I'm literally saying if you could give somebody a pill right now that would fix their problem tonight, and they could see their problem go away tonight, you will never hear the words, I can't afford it. When somebody tells you they can't afford it, even if their financial situation is not the best, they're not telling you the God's honest truth. And I can prove that to you scientifically, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that there is no such thing in the world as I can't afford it. As much as you might think there is, it's not true. If you had a child or a granddaughter or a grandson that was dying tonight on life support, and somebody told you all you needed was $399 to save their life, you could take them off life support tonight for $399. You got 3 hours to do it. I believe in my heart and soul on this call tonight, every single one of you would find a way to save your grandchild or your son or your daughter. You might not know how it's going to happen right now, but trust me, when the conscious mind starts addressing that with the subconscious mind, I call it captain and crew technology. I promise you, your subconscious mind will find a way to get that $300, $399, or $500, or $1,000, or $75, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It's always there. The universe is abundant. And the good book says, ask and you shall receive. But it's not up to you to worry about how it's going to happen. That's not your problem. Your subconscious mind will find a way. Have you ever had a strange event happen in your life when you're just thinking about somebody you haven't seen in 8, 9, 10 years, 16 years, and all of a sudden they phone you or they show up? Something happens in your life, or you're really desperate for money and you're going to get your utilities cut off, your heat, your hydro, and then all of a sudden an extra $200 shows up here, an extra $200 shows up there. You'd be surprised what happens when you let go, let the process take place. Money starts coming from everywhere. But the subconscious mind, the universal power, your connection to God, whatever you believe in, at Pentecostal, Baptist, whatever it is you are, it has to understand that you're serious, that you're in a life and death situation or a crisis situation. When you lose your keys, here's a simple one. When you lose your keys, what happens? First off, you're saying, honey, I lost my keys. Well, what you're telling the universe is I lost my keys, so they're going to find a way to lose, you're going to lose your keys. You're giving an affirmation. Your keys are lost, so you lost them, right? But you'll find a way to find your keys. When you need your keys bad enough, they'll show up. You might just pick up your pants or pick up the laundry and say, oh my God, how did they fall in the basket there? But for some reason, you can't explain. You were brought to the laundry basket, which you really weren't going to go to, but you just, bam. It's amazing the way the esoteric world works. And these are things you're going to be exposed to in Mentoring Millionaires. See, some of these guys on the internet, they say, oh, well, they've got a one-up program and it's $399. And what makes this so different from all the other tool programs out there? Well, what makes this so different from all the other tool programs out there that sell capture pages, that sell rotators, autoresponders, integrating with Aweber and all the things that we have. When was the last time you ever went to a conference call presentation and heard somebody speak like this? It doesn't exist. They'll sell you on hype, smoke, and mirrors. I will come to these calls and I will tell you the truth about yourself. I will tell you the truth about what you might want to consider doing to change your situation, or you're just going to be sitting there on Facebook buying into everybody else's baggage. You know what I'm saying? So what I do is when I get people that don't understand this stuff or could care less about what I'm saying, I tell them I've got a fabulous program for them. The people that want automation, they don't want to learn, they don't want to grow, they don't want to develop. You know what I do? I send them to the competition. You know why I send those people to the competition? So they can sabotage their program. We throw all the dead wood into the competition's program. So it'll basically saturate, implode, and fall apart. We want their businesses to fall apart. We're looking for real people that want a real life and can be honest with themselves. This is not about being honest with me. You know, you don't have to ever be honest with me. I don't pay you anything. Tracy's not going to stop your check from going out in the mail next Thursday because the money goes right to you. So if you believe that there's people out there on the internet that you could invite just to hear kind of maybe a similar message too. I'm going a little bit charismatic tonight. I can be a little bit more toned down and specific, but I'm excited and I'm passionate about changing the way people think on the internet and eliminating a lot of the false teachings out there. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing people getting screwed in every business opportunity. Because everyone's got a better tool. They don't. The best tool is you. And there's not a better you than you. So remember this. And then what we'll do right now is we'll show you the compensation plan. We got all the tools that they have. Okay? But what we have are communication components in the back office and through live training. And we have wonderful people like Steph Perez and some of you that are on the line that believe in your heart and soul of what we're doing. No lip service here. All right, nobody here is lip servicing here. This is the real deal, and people are willing to coach and train and mentor. People are willing to contribute, and that's how you build a business, by bringing community in and working with that community. All right, so if you get the message tonight, it's going to be cool. And if you don't get the message tonight, there's nothing I can do about that. Like I said, it took 8 people before somebody bought our Mercedes-Benz. We had 7 tire kickers. And it was the 8th person that said, yeah, I want this car. Because they knew what they were getting for the money. They knew they were stealing it. And so when we talk about this business opportunity being $399, you're stealing this. Not only are you stealing this, but anyone that has privilege, I'm saying privilege, not the right, but the privilege to check out our presentations. Because when you come out of these presentations, I promise you, when I go to other conferences, I check out other one-up programs. I get $1,000, $2,200, $22,000 business opportunities. You know what I do? I go to their calls, and you know what I discover is they have nothing to give me. I go to their conference calls, and then I look at my paper and my pen, and I say, you know what? I'm a little perturbed because I didn't even write one note on that piece of paper. I can't find value there. But I love calls like this where somebody can say, you know what? I can teach you how to invite. You know what? I can teach you how to close anyone in the world in 45 seconds or less, 100% of the time, to evaluating anything you want them to look at. Doesn't mean they're going to buy it, but I could get, if I was putting my Ferrari up for sale or my home up for sale, I could get anyone to check out my house, anyone to check out my car in 45 seconds. There's ways of psychologically getting into people's heads to get them to say yes. But you don't say, hey, man, check out my link. I just joined a new deal. Hey, man, you want to make some money on the internet with me? Because we're going to be pals. I mean, that is so beyond pathetic.
Right.
But that's the stuff they're teaching us. I would never dare send you to a link yet until you got through me first. I want to see if we're equally yoked, if we have some commonality. And if we don't, if you feel that I'm too strong or too boisterous or you don't buy into the vision, then I'm going to tell you about a great business opportunity that's a way better than mine. It's my competition's. And I'll send you there because I'll know you'll go in there and suck and wreck their business for them. And I say that in a fun-loving way, but I joke when I do that, right? Because that's how I feel about it. I want to work with great people. You know, and sometimes I want you to understand me, because some of you don't understand me yet, but I'm like your football coach. I'm like the teacher and the mentor that sometimes you're going to hate, sometimes you're going to love, sometimes you're going to hate. But I'm going to push you. I'm not going to push you in a bad way, but I'm going to have expectations. I'm not just going to expect you to come in here and pull me up someday. well, Val, I just joined your program that you and Tracy put together and I haven't made any money yet. I never want to hear that from anybody, because if somebody tells me they haven't made money yet, I can tell you what color the carpet is in their living room. And I'm not even going to tell you what color that carpet is tonight. All right? I can tell you everything about a person's life that says I haven't made money yet. Everything about their life, from their childhood to their relationships to their work ethic in a 9-to-5 business facility. And I'm not even Chris Angel, or I'm not even a psychic. It's just easy to read people, profile people, when you listen to the language and the way they speak. You know what I mean? It's after a while, you're like 36 years I've been in this industry, you become a psychiatrist and a psychologist all in one. So we've got a lot to offer you. If any of you are sick and tired of just kind of hanging out on the internet, and you don't want to do that for the next 11 or 12 years and be sitting there fiddling your fingers, and I'm not here to help you make $45. I'm not here to help you make $200 a month or $200 a week on the internet. I'm here to help you make at least $100,000 a year. If you're here to make $10,000 this year on the internet with Steph or Tracy, myself, don't waste my time. All right, that's poverty to me. I can't live in that world. I've been there. I never will go back to that world. At least 6 figures, guys, part-time. I'm serious. I'm not playing games. I know what it's like to do 8 figures. 6 figures is like baby food. Okay, that's like Gerber's baby food. But I need you to show up to the party. I need you to show up to the party, and I need you to take a chance on yourself. Nobody's taking a risk on me. There's no risk coming in here at $3.99. The biggest risk is going to be, do you believe in yourself? Are you got what it takes to come to the table, or is that just too oh man, that's too intimidating for me? My fear's got the best of me right now. I am totally governed by fear. Because in the world that I live in, we're not governed by fear here. We kick butt, and that's just the way it is. I teach my kids to kick butt. I got a 9-year-old son that kicks my butt, and he likes it. And I don't, but he likes it. He's pretty good at kicking my butt. So let's come from a position of strength. Let's stop being vulnerable. Let's stop being naive, and let's stop buying into everyone's crap on the internet. Honestly. And if somebody out there is talking to you this way and can offer a great thing, join forces with them, launch with them. I love those people. But I just want to say this, now I'll shut up about this. If you take a look at the Ray Higdons, the Russell Bronsons, the Todd Falcones, they're not automated. They are not automated. No matter what, they're not automated. If you see Ray Higdon, he's got videos out there all over the internet. Okay? You're buying Ray Higdon. You're buying Diane Hochman. You're not buying their autoresponder. You're not buying their automated system. You might think you are on the surface, but if you take Ray Higdon, Diane Hochman, Russell Brunson, Todd Falcone, Eric Worre, whoever you want to look at, take them out of the equation, and their system is sitting there by itself, standalone. I guarantee you it's not that exciting. You're there because the reason why Ray Higdon, Diane Hochman, Eric Worre, all them do well is because they have a community following. People will join them in anything. They just have to say they're in this company and they'll join them. Why? Because it's about them physically. It's about them mentally. It's about them spiritually. It's about what they represent. And oh, by the way, we have these tools. So as long as Diane's using those tools or Ray's using those tools, it's kosher. It's good. But once you take them away from, if Ray comes out and says, I'm not using those tools anymore, I found something better, guess what? All of a sudden, those tools suck. They go to the scrapyard too. So it's personality. People are buying the personalities. People are buying the videos. And don't ever let any of these people, and they won't tell you that you can make money on automation, because I can tell you, Ray Higdon's not automated, per se. He speaks at live events. He's on video. All these guys are doing something. What does she do? She does videos. What do? I do videos. What does Tracy do? We do videos. We let the world know who we are. My business doesn't look like this. Take me out of the equation. This presentation absolutely sucks tonight. It's a waste of your time to sit here and stare at my chair and a bunch of martial art figurines in the background there. we've wasted your time. And you're going to go out there on the internet and bash me saying, this Val Smith guy's a real idiot. He said he was doing a conference call tonight, but he wasn't there. We just got to look at, some red plywood in the backyard, or whatever it is. I don't know what they're. And so the whole point, guys, is I really hope and pray that whatever time you have left on earth, we all have an expiry date. I hope from this point forward, you do something positive with that time instead of getting sucked in. So we're going to show you a quick video here, how the compensation plan works. Steph was so kind enough to volunteer and kick in a video just to show you the comp plan works. And a couple of features here before Steph hits the play button. The really cool thing that you love about this is that you're not going to make 2 or 3% on your first and second level, which works out to maybe 8 cents or $1.45. You can literally one sale a week, and with the referral pass that you're going to see here, you're cashing out every week, guys. You're physically touching it, feeling it, smelling it, cashing it, spending it. And if somebody says to you, well, are the company owners honest? Well, I hope you say yeah, but the cool thing is you can never say we didn't pay you. You can never say we stole your checks, because the money never comes to us. It goes right to you as an independent consultant. You should be paid for your time. And in some cases, you could be making $300 to $600 a day here. Steph made $600 in an hour the other night. Less than an hour, 43 minutes. She made $600. And she made another $300 today. And we got one guy, Tracy, the one guy came in, did over $3,000 in his first 48 hours. That's not bad. What's wrong with that? But what's cool about it is Tracy and I didn't have to write him a check. You get paid for your work. You get paid for your consultation. You get paid for inviting people to the party. Let me do the talking, or let Steph do the talking, or whoever, until you feel comfortable. If you ever do feel comfortable speaking, which you don't have to, just let us do the talking. And you know what? We will definitely, you invite 10 people here, you'll probably get 3 out of 10. Some of us will get 6 out of 10. And if you need help doing 3-way calls, like if you have a couple leads in the pipeline there, get a hold of us on Skype. Tracy, Val, Steph, whoever, get a hold of somebody on Skype. Do a 3-way call. We'll do a 3-way call. You sit back and you listen and study the vocabulary. And if it's me doing a 3-way call, study what I'm doing, what I'm saying, and basically how I'm having intellectual intercourse with these people. All right? Intellectual intercourse is an art and a science. It's getting into somebody's head, their subconscious mind, and helping bring to manifestation, bringing to the surface their needs, wants, and desires, the things they always wanted in life, but then somehow got defeated and realized that maybe I'm too old. Maybe life's passed me by. Maybe I just can't have these things in life. Maybe I just have to succumb to how life's going to treat me. Well, guess what? I'm the doctor, and we can fix that. We can give people their dreams back if they want them. They just need to be in a community and an environment that encourages them to get up out of the wheelchair and start walking, to get up out of the hospital bed and start walking. I don't want to see people stuck in a state of paralysis when they're not really paralyzed. It's a false illusion out there, and we can change that. Steph?
Wow. If I can, Val, I just wanted to say just a few things before we put the video on. Number one, I want to commend people, because as I scroll through, I'm watching people. Val brought up something that was so huge. This is quote unquote an opportunity, Zoom or an opportunity meeting. And I'm sitting here taking notes. And just like Val said, I hop on opportunity calls all the time to see what's out there in the marketplace. And I never take notes. I almost know exactly what's going to be said. I know where they're leading me. I know how it's going to begin. I know what the next transition is, and I know how it's going to close. And I can literally sit there and multitask and walk away from there not feeling like I've been fed or anything. With this, it's an opportunity session, where we're trying to let people know what our community has to offer. And I walked away with value. I walked away with more video content. I walked away with stuff I can use in emails. So while you're sitting there wondering, well, how do you get things to talk about in your videos, and how do you know what to email people, and how do you know what to say to people on social media? We give you that. If you didn't take notes during, the time Val has been in front of you, you missed a huge component of what we have to offer here. You really have. Like, this is truly an interactive opportunity. It's not a stale log into your back office, the products that are here today are the products that you'll have, 2 years from now, and that's all that we give you. This is an interactive business where if you show up to everything that we do, you're bound to continue to keep learning things, and that's really, really huge. It really is. So before I click over the video, I want you to write one thing down on your notepads right now. Okay, Val talked about, we're not here to help you earn $10,000 in the course of a year, and he's right about that. It's a waste of time. It really is, when we're empowered to do so much more. What if you knew that it only took an average of $274 a day to earn that $100,000 a year that Val talked about? $274 a day to average $100,000 over a year's time. Okay, well, we're positioned here to earn $300 per transaction. Okay, so watch this presentation, watch the comp plan, get excited about that. And I hope you guys all wrote that down, because if you take that number in consideration and you watch this presentation, I think you're going to be like raring to go and really wanting to dive in. And like he said, you're going to be wanting to invite people to these sessions. You're not going to want to ever, ever, ever be here by yourself again. I really believe that. All right, so give me just a moment and we'll go ahead and get it started.
Hey guys, what I want to do right now is I want to show you the most powerful, the most potent compensation plan in direct retail affiliate marketing today. It's called the One-Up, okay? And I'll explain to you why they call it the One-Up, and I want to share with you some of the dynamics as to what makes this so powerful. Number one, you get 100% of the commission. You don't have to divide it or share it in any which way, shape, or form. Number two, you can get paid on infinite sales in width, and then on the One-Up, which is absolutely remarkable, infinite sales in depth. All right, you can have all kinds of referrals generating copious amounts of money, which is going to create a fabulous lifestyle income. And I've seen people financially retire off this and definitely give their families a better way of life. So let me talk about this affiliate system, and I'll create some numbers in my head just to give you an example of what a One-Up might look like, okay? So hypothetically speaking, let's use a retail sales purchase of $399, all right? $99 goes to admin or the company for the creation of the product, running the company, websites, yada, 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 the price of doing business, okay? Number two, the $300 retail profit goes to you or goes to the individual doing the sale. Isn't that amazing? You don't have to split it up. There's no multi-level marketing. There's no tiers. There's no, 50 levels deep per se, and you get 3%, 5%, 6%, 7%. You're getting 100% of $100 in this case scenario. So it kind of looks like this. When you make a conscious decision to join a company that is retailing a product or direct selling a product through a One-Up system, it all starts with you. When you come into that particular business, you're going to be invited or enrolled by a sponsor, okay? Now, you've got your sponsor, and then it all starts with you. Now, this is really cool. This is why they call it a One-Up. When anyone and everyone, okay, remember that, anyone and everyone, when anyone and everyone chooses to become a retailer or a sales representative of that particular product or represent that company, they have to qualify in order to get jump started in that One-Up system, okay? So let's say you go out there, you're marketing on the internet, and you make one retail sale, your very first retail sale, somebody chooses to purchase the product from you. Now, the reason why they call it a One-Up is because you are going to pass that first sale up, the One-Up, to your original sponsor. Your original sponsor is going to earn $300. You are now authorized as an affiliate rep, fully qualified, ready to go. Now you can go out there and start as many pay legs or pay lines that pay infinite levels deep as you want. Okay, these are all direct retail transactions. Although I talked about levels deep, there really are no levels. It's illusionary, but for the sake of visual illustration, you're going to see it as levels. It's just a direct retail transaction between you and another party. There is no downline ever, okay? So you've got you can now start a second sale. You can now start a third sale, a fourth sale, a fifth sale, a sixth sale, a seventh sale, an eighth sale. You can keep going all the way to infinity. Okay, there are no limitations as to how many sales you can create, making $100 per sale from your second sale on to infinity. Now, remember the one-up concept. Remember the one-up concept. What did you do? The very first sale you made, it triggered the qualification sale. They call that a one-up. So not only do you have to go through that process, and not only did you go through that process, but everyone else has to replicate the same concept, the same protocol. So now you've got your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth sale on, okay? Now, what does sale number 2 have to do if they want to become a reseller? Qualify, right? What about sale number 3, sale number 4, sale number 5, sale number 6, sale number 7, sale number 8? What would they have to do? They'd have to qualify, right? So what would each one of those individuals have to do? Because you are now the only qualified affiliate, each one of those brand new sales would have to refer their first sale to you. So underneath number 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or whatever number you wish to use, a brand new sale will come in underneath. Now, if you noticed, you're the captain of the ship, you're heading the affiliate team, these brand new first sales are falling into your pay structure. So sale number 2 brings in their first sale. You make $300. Why? Because that person is being passed to you. Now watch this. This is where it gets really powerful, complex and simple at the same time. Sale number 2 generated their first sale. You made $300. Sale number 2 qualified. They can go out and start their own group of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sales. Okay? They're done. You're not worried about them anymore. Now, the first sale that sale number 2 brought in, they're going to be giving you their first sale. Okay? And now they're qualified. Now, that sale is going to be giving you their first sale. Now they're qualified. And that sale is going to be giving you their first sale, and now they're qualified. So if you see what's happening here, all these first sales visually going down, although it's really not like that. It's a direct retail transaction between you and another party. But for illustration purposes only, all these brand new first sales going down, one, referring one, referring one, referring one, referring one, all that goes to you. Everybody to eternity owes you their first sale. The third pay line replicates exactly the same way. The third person that you made the sale to, they give you their first sale. That person gives you their first sale. That person gives you their first sale. That person gives you their first sale, all the way to infinity so they can qualify. Remember sale number 4 you made? 5, 6, 7, 8. These same individuals will all refer their first, who refer their first, who refer their first, who refer their first. You're getting all the first referrals from here to eternity, driving it deep visually, but in actuality, just making a direct retail transaction between you and another party. No MLM, no downlines, but on a visual scale, we had to show it this way so you can understand it. So if you had 1,000 people that were referred to you or came in through this one-up concept, you might not even know 95% of them, but the referrals.
You would make 300 times 1,000 people in total equals $300,000.
Isn't that amazing? And you're not really out there recruiting or sponsoring. You're building a direct retail business and you're getting referrals along the way.
So at $399, $99 going to admin, $300 going to the sponsor, I think you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank.
So that's my rendition of a one-up. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
I was just trying to model that lady at the end of the presentation. She had $100 bills in her She had $100 bills in her in her face, so I wanted to do the same thing too. Now, I don't know if you know what this is. This is not Monopoly money. This is a Canadian $100 bill. All right, I've got a whole whack of them here, a few of them, and it's not to be a jerk or nothing like that. It's just to teach you something. I want to teach you something right now that a great teacher and mentor taught me in 1993, and he was a pretty incredible dude. Does anyone know what this is? Look, it's empty, and it's a wallet. So the reason why it's empty is because one of the 10 commandments is thou shalt always keep his wallet full. That's just one of the 10 commandments in the Bible. You just haven't seen that. If you haven't seen that, you're reading the wrong Bible. But thou shalt always keep his wallet full. I want to share that with you because what I did here is I'm showing you an empty wallet right now. And life is like this. Start giving away in the things in life. Go through your apartment, go through your townhouse, go through your condo, go through your closets, and start giving away the things that you don't need anymore in your life, that you'll have no use for in this lifetime. And what you're doing is you're making space in the universe for new things to come into your life. But if your closet's full of clothes that you still don't wear from 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, how can you bring new clothes into your life? Your subconscious mind loves you more than anything in the world. That once it understands that you're making space in your life, it's just like water. Have you ever gone to a beach and you dig a little hole on the beach and all of a sudden the water comes in and fills up the hole? It's the same thing. So when I have an empty wallet, what I'm doing is I'm making space for all these $100 bills. There's $1,000 here to go in my wallet. But if my wallet was full, the universe wouldn't bring the $1,000 in my life because I wouldn't need it. There's no room for it. So start making room for the things you need, want, desire in your life, and get rid of the things that are holding you back. It's called baggage. You don't need it. You can't take it to the grave with you anyhow. And the other thing that I want you to understand is if I show you correctly my wallet, I didn't show you $1 bills. I didn't show you $5 bills. I didn't show you 10s, 20s, and 50s. I showed you 100s because I have a pact with myself. Thou shall never have anything less than a $100 bill in his pocket. I can't have 20s. They're not permitted to be in my wallet because they represent poverty. $5 represents poverty. And that's the game I play with myself. And when the universe understands that I'm serious about that, because I am serious. If I had a $20 bill here right now, it is not allowed to hang out in my wallet. But other people, the masses love 1s and 5s and 10s and 20s, but your daddy from Cincinnati, only 100s. I'm only allowed to have 100s. It's written in the book. So I'm just sharing that with you because it's a reflection of who we are. It's a reflection of what we permit in our lives. It's a reflection of who we permit in our lives. And if we gravitate to poverty, things that represent poverty, we can only be in order to have poverty. You can only be in programs that are poverty driven. You know, poverty leadership. They're going to dissipate. They're going to fall apart 6-8 months into them. Why? Because the leadership was not put together properly up here. They were a poverty consciousness. They could not conduct a proper, appropriate business based on the methodology and operation that they are. You know, so play that game with yourself. And remember, this paper, you know, all this is paper. Some freaking genius went out there and said, we will create illusions with people's minds by taking a piece of paper and getting a crayon and putting a 1 and 2 zeros on it and giving people a psychological belief system that that's a lot of money. And we'll also trick people into believing that that same piece of paper, no different, will have a different tattoo on it. All they do is take a different cattle brand and just put $5 on it. It's a tattoo. But it's amazing how it forces us to think. Oh, well, I can only work for $5 an hour, or $10 an hour, or $12 an hour. You're giving an hour of your life away for a piece of paper that some genius tricked people into believing. All it is a piece of paper with somebody took a crayon on it and drew on it and said, hey, you're only worth $5. Oh my God. And people buy into that stuff. Would you believe that? It's unbelievable. It's just a piece of paper that controls people's lives based on somebody's magic marker of whatever they drew on it. It reflects how people feel. That's a scary thought, to think paper has that much control over people. That's why I can play around with paper. Like somebody might say, $100 bill or $1,000. You know, they get all excited about that stuff. Me, I see it as it's a joke. You know, the puppets have us. The puppeteers are using us as puppets to live in fear and intimidation, and they tell us that we only equate to green paper or brown paper or $20 an hour, or $50 an hour, or $10 an hour, whatever it is. Somebody actually pulled that coup off. That's a big scam, if you ask me. If I told any of you on this line that your life is only worth $50 an hour, I would fully expect you to slap me in the face. Because I wouldn't work for $50 an hour. Nobody could get me to work for $50. I'll work for free. But nobody's going to tell me my life is worth $50 an hour for 8 hours a day. It's not going to happen, not in this lifetime. So remember, you permit what you permit. And we got to start thinking about the borders and the boundaries. And in my wallet, no different. It's just nothing else is allowed to exist in there but $100 bills and up. And it's not to be cocky or be an arrogant jerk. It's just, that's just the way it is. You cannot come into my house and violate me. There's certain rules, or can't violate my family, or I can't come into your house and violate it. That has to be either permitted or omitted. You get rid of that. You get rid of the things in your life that have very little substance and meaning to you. So start taking a look around at your room, your workplace, your bathroom, your closets, and start getting rid of the things that just you don't want to take with you on the journey. There's nothing to hoard in life. Give it away. And when you give it away, to recycle or, whatever it is, say thank you, thank you, thank you 3 times. Edify the universe that you're planting a seed like Johnny Appleseed and you're giving it away. When I spend money, $100 bills, or if I spend $500, or, if I buy a Mercedes for $90,000, I always say thank you, thank you, thank you. And what happens is that comes back 100-fold to me. When you buy a Mercedes or a BMW or whatever it is you like, that money, it ends up not coming out of your Hip City Pocket Bank. You find a way to replace it. If you're functioning at that vibration, if you're living your life at that vibration, understanding the trade-off. I always say, okay, universe, I'm trading $100 for something, and I have full expectations of receiving something. Always be ready to receive. Never be at the mercy of saying, well, poor me, I just have to pay all these bills and I don't have any money. Screw that. I paid $400 for the utility bill there. I paid $200 for that. I spent $100 for myself on whatever it is. I fully expect to get something out of the deal. That's just the law of the universe. That money's just not like poor me. I'm getting something in return. And that's why it's so important to set boundaries, because a lot of us allow ourselves to be violated. And you know who violates us? We do. We violate ourselves because we permit these things to happen. So money's a tool, and I look at money as like a comic book. It's a joke to me. It's just a cartoon. But people they don't get that. It takes a while to desensitize yourself to that. But when you start earning money and you start making it, you'll start setting boundaries. Like, it's just unbelievable how it will change your life. And that's what they mean on the internet, that business opportunities can change your life. You will start changing, and you'll start respecting yourself, and you'll start omitting things from your life and permitting things in your life that you're just not living by right now. That's the change of life on the internet. The rules will change for you, and you'll respect yourself even more, honestly. So I could get into that in a really big way, but I just wanted to share with you as I was thinking about those $300 bills. I think that's cool. $300. I mean, all $100 bills. That's a way of starting. That's a way of starting to fill your wallet. It's a great seed money to get the ball rolling. All right. There's so much to talk about, but we'll cover all those things later. So I think that's pretty much it. Steph, if you got something really cool to say, something exciting to say, that's great. But I really enjoyed doing this call. I love teaching and sharing. Sometimes I'll sound discombobulated and off to the left, off to the right, but my brain's got too much information. And I just want to share this information with you because I don't see anyone else out on the internet doing this stuff, you know? And I really want to see you all go through that breakthrough, but it's not going to come from me. It's going to come from you. You got to permit, you got to allow this to happen. And you can take whatever amount of time you want, do it, but start setting boundaries within your life and omitting things that have no value, no importance in your life, and permitting the things that do have value and importance in your life. And there's a lot of business opportunities out there on the internet that none of us should have any business being a part of. And I'm not saying that to be a vindictive person. I'm just saying, you know, it's just the way it is. And people, there's a lot of people out there that shouldn't be in your lives right now too, until they get their act together. Not until you get your act together, until they get their act together. In order for things to change, people have to change. All right. And there's a lot of people in my life that I say, you know what, you're going to have to change if you're going to be in my life, because I know where I'm going, you know, and I don't think they do, you know. So let's roll up our sleeves, get to work, and make things happen. There's a lot of incredible things that are going to come out of this. It's not going to be a one-hit wonder. It's not just going to be, hey man, I'm going to learn all this stuff in one night. This is a process. You know, this is a process, and you'll be more knowledgeable about business by the time you get through with this. You'll be more knowledgeable about business than you would have if you spent $80,000 to go to Harvard. All right, so I'm done, Steph. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, in closing, and Tracy, I would love to hear, you know, a few words of wisdom from you as well, if you're inclined to share. But, you know, in closing from me, you know, it's not about the technology. It's not about all the technical things you think you don't know. It's really about getting around good, solid people that are going places and that are willing to stretch you. And that's how I got my start in 2007, is I didn't know a whole lot about the technical stuff of building an online business, but I got around people. I got in a community, you know, with people that were already where I wanted to go, or they were on that journey, and I just began to follow them. They stretched me. They made me think differently about my situation and about the things that I was doing inside of my business. So where I thought that I couldn't, I quickly learned that I could by just simply putting my foot out there and taking the first steps. And then guess what? The next step would follow. So this really is your opportunity to get around some really, really great forward thinking people that truly understand, you know, what it takes to succeed. And it's not all about the tools and the resources and all the marketing strategies and all the gimmicks and fads and schemes. And it's about good, solid business building principles. Like I talked about, you know, in the beginning, learning the power of communication, learning how to connect with other people, learning how to invite people. And that's what I love about these sessions, is they're so interactive. You know, I would rather have the quote unquote mishaps that happen during this session. I would rather be a part of this than be a part of a call where you get off and you call your friend and you're like, oh my gosh, like that was scripted or that was a recording. I've done that before on calls. I've gotten off and I got nothing because I knew it was recorded and they just put a phone up to a recording. I would rather have this kind of environment where it's real people giving it to you straight. You know, crap happens sometimes, mishaps happen, but guess what? You're a part of a real community. You know, so that's what I'm hoping you really want to be a part of. And then, oh, by the way, you invite other people into this, and guess what? You make money in the process. Not at the expense of other people, but truly at the service, knowing that anyone that gets introduced to our community and plugs into it goes back there and they listen to the 12 modules of audios that are back there. They take part in these live sessions. You know, they're an active participant in their business, that they're going to absolutely get something out of it. You know, you feel good about that because you know you've done something good for another person. You're doing something good for the industry. So that's what you have the opportunity to really, really be a part of. Get back to the person that invited you here. You know, no matter who it was, get back to them. Let them know you need their link, that you want to get started and you want to get plugged in. And I guarantee you, they're going to send you over their link. So Tracy, please close us off, beautiful.
Thanks, Steph. Oh, such a great call. Thank you ever so much for hosting. And Val always have great words of wisdom. And here's what people need to know. And I do this with Val all the time. I do it with you as well, because we learn from each other. And especially in this kind of a format, what's so very important for people, it's very important to watch people, to listen to people, to watch their body language, the intonation, the inflect in their voice, and all of those things, because there's phrasing that people will pay attention to. And that's where I think people get sort of stumble over a little bit is when they don't know what to say. And the reason they don't know what to say is because they haven't been around the people that are using the right language. And it is a language. It's just like if you went to a foreign country, you wouldn't learn the language there in a day, and you wouldn't be able to communicate effectively without understanding how to communicate within that language format as well. So this is the same thing. It's an industry with a language, and that communication is so very important. And the job of a mentor, of a good mentor, and a doctor, if you want to put them in the same cook as a doctor, I mean, a mentor does the same thing, is they're not going to tell you what you want to hear. And they're going to tell you what you need to hear. And sometimes those things can be painful, because the last thing that we want to do is look at the mirror and see our flaws. We all have them. And the day that you start looking in the mirror and really seeing your flaws and letting go. Val talked a lot about letting go, cleaning out the closet. You know what? You got to blow out those cobwebs out of yourself as well to let in the new stuff. And when you can strip yourself down, wipe the slate clean, and start to rebuild, sometimes we have to let go of all our old patterns. And I think in this industry, sometimes it's a little bit hard for some people that have maybe been in the industry for a long time to really, to be able to wipe that slate clean. But you know what? Here, Mentoring Millionaires, we've got great leadership. We've got great mentors. Val's the best of the best. And I've learned ever so much from him, just being, working with him, our friendship, our companionship, our business partnership. I would never have met him had I not been in this industry. And so it's those partnerships and those relationships that you bond and you build through this industry. And those are the golden moments for me. And you know what? The result is the income. And the better you can build yourself up in quality and be of service to others, again, that result is that income too. So, folks, you got some great leadership here, great opportunity. We've only got great places to go from here. So be sure to get back to the person that referred you to this call, and let's get started. So thanks everyone for being on our call tonight, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.